If you're catching the replay, please tell me where you're from. I'm dying to know where all you subscribers and followers are from. So tell me what state you're from. How about that? So how about hashtag your state? Thanks for joining me. We have 5 minutes or 4 minutes before 7. So bear with me just a minute while I go get a couple of things I need. Good morning. Becky, I thought Reba was dead. You scared the bejesus out of me. I had to ask Kayla what's wrong with Reba. I just saw something about Reba and I got scared. Reba and it's funny. Reba and Dolly are two people that I look up to along with Oprah Winfrey. And Kayla said the same thing. So I just thought that was funny. And she said that she named her dog Reba and Dolly. And I thought, that's so funny that she looks up to the same people that I look up to. Isn't that strange? Maybe we were attached at birth. You think? Oh, yeah, I'm a little scatterbrained this morning. Just a little scatterbrained. You're going to have to bear with me. Yeah, Becky, I love me some Reba McEntire. As a matter of fact, my son went on a school trip and he brought me back, like his little gift that he got me was Reba driver's license. And I still have those to this day. As a matter of fact, I need to take a picture of them and send them to him. But yeah, he brought me home Reba McEntire driver's license. He knows I love Reba. I used to watch. Did y'all watch the Reba show? Crazy Lizzie Goat. I still want you to take my pictures. So after this weather gets better, I really do want you to take my pictures. So make sure that you, if you have a chance, message me so we can schedule a day. Yeah, the Reba show was. I did not miss the Reba show. Just to let y'all know. Good morning, Julie. Julie Pappin. I love saying that. I don't know why. You still watch her show? Oh, are y'all having a good Monday morning? I assume you're going to be there in April too. Crazy Lizzie. I can't. Is it Michael? I can't remember your first name. I go brain dead sometimes. Oh. I don't want a Barbara Jean living beside me. Oh my. Okay, do y'all agree with me when she lost all that weight, she was a different character? When she lost all that weight, I was like, who is this girl? I don't know her. Like Barbara Jean, you need to have the same personality. But you know, like when people lose weight, they gain confidence, and then they're like their personality becomes different. You know what I'm saying? That's what I've experienced. I don't know about you guys, but you know, like when you start losing weight, you kind of like your demeanor changes. I don't know, you get confidence. But I feel like Barbara Jean just totally. I'm gonna name something Barbara Jean. I love that name, but I feel like she just kind of changed a little bit with her acting. Okay, it is 7:00. All right. Wow, Heidi, congratulations. That's a huge difference. I have not heard her new song. Yeah. Reba was a hoot on that. All right. I hope I don't get long-winded today, but it's funny because let me tell you what I've been doing. When things come to my brain that I struggle with, or a thought that comes to my head, or something like this, I have, you know how you have a little notepad in your phone? So I've started writing down, like when I struggle with something, so we can talk about it. We can talk about things, how to overcome things. I want to talk about something real quick. So when I present a problem, I'm not wanting to talk about the problem, but I have to lead up to the solution. So I have to talk about what happened and what I did to lead up to a solution. But here on Sneed's Farmhouse in the mornings, I don't want us to, like, me and you could sit down and we could have like a lengthy conversation about our childhood was awful, you know, our parents did this, or, you know, or my ex-husband did this. Like, me and you could sit and have hours and hours and hours of a conversation to talk about nothing but trash. But that does not solve anything. But us as human beings, we want to talk about the trash to get it off our chest. But see, here we need to talk about solutions. So, like, if you were to call me on the phone and you said, okay, I need to talk about a problem. And so you begin to tell me about the problem, which is important because you have to know the problem in order to find a solution in a way. In a way. But see, what happens is we sometimes want to get stuck on the problem and not think about a solution because we're wallowing in our sorrows. Now, please understand that I'm guilty of this same thing. Okay. I'm not this rock star that has mastered all this. But what if you phoned a friend to say, my husband, let me just tell you what he did. Blah, blah, blah. You know, and you're just griping. For myself, this is what happens. If I called a friend and started griping about my husband, it causes me to be mad at him even worse. It causes me to have anxiety. It causes me to have a headache when I sit there and focus on a problem. But what if that friend, as you begin to like go, let me tell you what my husband did. He's, you know, like when you do that. And what if that person said, what can you control? What if they just said that? What can you control? And you're like, I want to gripe. Like, I just need a gripe session. I just need you to listen to me. I'm not wanting to provide solutions today. I just want to gripe. Okay. We have those days, right? But you're going to find yourself, after you're griping about a certain person and their actions, you're going to find yourself really agitated. But see, when you talk about a solution and go, okay, what can you control? If I said that to you, you called me griping about your husband, and I said, okay, what can you control? And you're like, myself. Okay, so you can't fix what he's doing, but you can fix the way you react to it. It kind of makes you mad. It kind of, when someone does that to you, it kind of throws you. I say you. It kind of makes me mad. Like when I first got into Al-Anon changed my life. If you have a family in addiction, I'm here to tell you right now, Al-Anon will become your best friend. Because my sponsor, when I first started, I would tell her everything that my qualifier was doing. He's doing this, he did this to me, he did this to me. And she would go, Judy, you're in step 1. You can't control this. You didn't cause this. You can't control this. Like, you're in step 1. And I would get so mad at her. But I'm like, would you just listen to me? I just need to gripe. But y'all, sometimes we think, this is what we think as human beings. We think we need to gripe. Let me just tell you what my kids are doing. They're driving me crazy. These teenagers, oh my gosh, they're driving me crazy. But really what you need to do is you need to find solutions to deal with your teenager. That's what you need. So when you have a friend that helps you provide solutions instead of listening to you gripe, it makes you it rubs you the wrong way sometimes because you think that you need to vent. But see, what you really need is solutions. That's what you really need. Okay. Today, I want to talk about, I hope I can talk about this right, but I want to talk about solutions. First of all, I want to talk about solutions. So I had this comment, and when I get comments that kind of rub me the wrong way, it's a challenge to me because I have to figure out how to overcome the comment. Because what happens is when people rip you a new one or they say something rude, you walk away like it train wrecks your day. Like sometimes some of these comments will totally train wreck your day. And you are just like, nobody likes this. I mean, you go into la la land. So I have decided that when I get a negative comment, I'm going to break it down and I'm going to try to find a solution for myself instead of getting myself in left field about a comment. I'm going to break it down to see what they're really trying to tell me. And I'm going to try to provide a solution for myself to learn how to deal with comments. So I decided that, it's not like me as a creator. I'm the only one that deals with negative comments, right? You deal with negative comments with your family or your friends or your children or your spouse. Like it's not like I'm the only one that deals with this just because I'm a creator. We all deal with the negative comments. And many times when those comments hit us, we either believe the comment and we get depressed, or we just get in left field. We get mad. We get so mad and we want to fire back. And so let's talk about the comment that I got because I really want to break it down. So the comment I got was, you need to ditch your husband because he's never around. And I want to talk about that. Okay. When Shane and I first met, Shane lived in Gadsden and I lived in Alabaster. So we were about an hour drive. And early in our relationship, Shane took a job in South Alabama. And I mean, I want to say we hadn't been dating long. I mean, I don't even consider us dating. We wasn't even really dating. We were just talking. But he took a job in South Alabama. And so South Alabama was a 4-hour drive from Alabaster. So when he took that job, I was thinking, I didn't really care. It's not like we were really dating, like it wasn't like upsetting to me or anything like that. I was like, oh, he's moving. So my entire relationship with Shane was long distance. It was long distance. And so, but it was wonderful for me because I had just recently actually gone through a divorce. And so I didn't really want to date. I needed to get over what I had gone through. But the good thing about my previous marriage is I had been in counseling since 2010. Okay. So I was pretty much over the marriage before the marriage was over. I was trying to get my ducks in a row to leave because I was trapped in a just not so good relationship. So when I finally said, it's over, go to your girl, I was like, I was so excited. I wasn't depressed. I wasn't crying because my marriage was over. So Shane and I dating, I still had a kid in high school, right? So like I needed time to myself. So it was a perfect relationship for me because he wasn't up. I don't do well with people up my butt. I don't know if that makes sense to y'all, up my butt. But like I don't do well with people going and guying over me. Like that if you're like obsessed with me, like if we're dating and you're obsessed with me and can't get enough of me and have to be around me 24/7, I'm not dating you. I am not. I cannot handle it. I just don't like that. So the relationship between Shane and I was perfect because it allowed me to be a mother to my son that was in high school, and it allowed me to continue to work on me. And it gave me distance. Like it was fun because Shane and I talked every night on the phone, but we only talked for like maybe an hour or less. And then we got off the phone and I did my thing and he did his thing. And like we just, it was just, it was a good relationship for me because, and we were like that for 2 years. And it allowed me enough time for healing, and it allowed me enough time to know what I wanted for my future. It allowed me to be a mom to my son and not be consumed with a boy. I needed to concentrate on my kid. You know, we had just went through a bad divorce and our lives totally changed. And so it was nice. So then when Shane and I decided to get married, I said, well, I need to wait till my son graduates and goes off to college because I'm not about to move my son to another city his senior year, right? So Shane was fine with that. So uh we did not get married until that. Well, the day we got married, okay? The next day after, we did not go on a honeymoon. We did not. The next day after we got married, he left for Florida and he was gone the entire summer for work. Okay. Maybe, and I'm not going to lie. You know, I'm not going to lie. Like it kind of sucked. Oh shoot. It kind of sucked because I moved to another city where I did not know anyone. Now, my stepmom and brother lived down there, but I lived in Stapleton. I did not know anybody. I lived by myself. My son had just left to go to college. I'm not used to being home without a kid being in the house. So it was an adjustment period for me. Like going, okay, well, I don't have my husband. I don't have my kid. It's just me. And I had to find a new way of living. If you've experienced your kids leaving home, you get me. It's like you're excited for their freedom and you're excited that they're gone off to college to start their life. Like you don't want to hold them back and let them live with you your whole life, right? I mean, you got to see them go, but it's just you feel kind of lost when your kids leave home. It's kind of I can't explain the feeling. It's like you're excited that you finally don't have to have them, stay up to midnight trying to get them to come home and dealing with curfews, like, and all that stuff. Like that's a relief, but you miss them. It's just kind of a lost feeling. So, needless to say, my whole entire relationship with Shane has been kind of long distance. Then when he came home, from Florida from the summer, he went to work, and Shane worked, I forgot what you called it. He worked for a college and he taught welding in Coastal College, and he worked, I think it was called dual enrollment. He did a dual enrollment. What that means is Shane worked all day long for the day shift students. And then like 2 days a week, he taught night shift because he worked in a college. So he did that. So Shane wasn't really home a lot because he was working. On top of working like a night shift and a day shift, he also has a welding business on the side. So many weekends he was gone working. Okay? So like yes, I do a lot by myself. I do. Um I, and I was thinking about what that girl said, and I was trying to break it down, and then I realized what I was doing. So the particular video that she commented on was when it was icy outside, when the sheet of ice outside a couple of weeks ago, 2 weeks ago, it was ice. And I watched, after she commented, I went back and watched my video. And my video went a little something like this. It went like this. I'm all by myself. I'm having to do this water. I'm having to do this water. I have to take the water containers from here to here in a bucket, sliding on ice. I can't stand up. I have to sit on my butt and I have to slide down the hill, and I'm all by myself. That was what my video was about. And I almost counted how many times I said I was all by myself doing this work. I almost counted because I was having a pity party. I was having a pity party in that video because it was hard. It it's hard when you're trying to do all that by yourself and then have a dad you're taking care of too. It's difficult. And what I was saying in the video was I'm tired. I'm so tired because I had been on I think it was day 6 of ice. And I'm going to tell you something. It ain't having a farm during an ice storm is not fun. It is it is not fun. But I was having a pity party with myself in the video because I was all by myself. Now, where was Shane? Shane was in the woods hunting. Okay. Well, that PO to people that are watching my video of me having a pity party, saying I'm all by myself, I'm having to do, and if I haven't asked Kayla, I have not asked her this, but if she was watching that video of me sliding down the ice, me carrying water, I bet you money Kayla felt a little guilty too. Like, oh my gosh, I wish I could help her. God love her. She's over there by herself and I can't get to her because all the roads are icy and my job is to do the water and I can't do it. And she's this, and like and now she may tell me differently, but I have a feeling that I probably made Kayla feel the same way. So I want to say this. Some marriages, the husband is there 7 days a week, nonstop. Then there's those marriages that their husband, let's just say, is a truck driver, and they're gone 7 days a week. Like they're gone for a month and then home for a week and then gone for a month and then home for a week. And it seems can't figure out what to do. It's you sit there, and if that person was doing a video, and she's like, my power's out, my husband's on the road, I'm here by myself with no heat, I've got the dogs, me and the dogs are under the blankets freezing to death because my husband's not home, I can't get to the grocery store, you're gonna say the comment that person said to me, "What, you need to get rid of that person because They work 7 days a week and are never home to help you with the farm. You get me? You get me. Okay. But I'm going to tell you what I feel. I'm having a hard time talking, getting ready. I may have to stop. But anyway, in my life, as I've gotten older, I have watched like uncles die, aunts die, parents die, and I've watched the spouse be left. You know, like the person I'm thinking about right now is my Aunt Nancy. My Aunt Nancy was my dad's sister. Okay. She married very young. I don't know exactly how old she was when she married my Uncle Buddy, but she was very young. Okay. My uncle worked, I think he worked in the oil field or something. Anyway, she never worked. She stayed home her entire life, raised her kids. You know, she was Miss Cook in the kitchen, taking care of the kids. She had her little apron on. You know, she was that. And my uncle went to work every single day and provided for their family. Well, my uncle passed away first, kind of suddenly, and my aunt was left over. She had no clue how to do anything. She was completely lost with my Uncle Buddy being gone. She didn't know she didn't know how much money she had. She didn't know what bills they owed. She didn't know how to do anything because my Uncle Buddy was the head of the household and he took care of everything. And so her kids pretty much had to take over because she literally did not know how to do anything. And so I've watched that in my life. I watched on the other side, I've watched my dad and stepmom. Well, when my dad passed away, my stepmother, I mean, she grieved, don't get me wrong. She was upset, but my stepmother was okay. Why was my stepmother okay? Because she knew exactly how much money they had. She knew how to balance a checkbook. She knew what bills they had. She knew, because my dad and stepmom, I can remember my entire life, they would sit down at the kitchen and they had this little notebook. Okay. And in the notebook, it would say January and it would say house payment, like power bill, water bill. And my dad wrote everything down and they did that together. And so when my dad passed away, he passed away suddenly too. And so my stepmother knew exactly to go to that book and what their power bill was, what had been paid. Like she knew everything. So there wasn't that stress in her life of how much insurance does Fred have? Does he have insurance? Am I going to be able to pay off the house? Am I going to be in debt? How am I going to live? Oh my gosh. Like she didn't have any of that. My dad had put all those things in place for her. And they had sat down as a couple to say, I have this much insurance. This goes here. This goes here. This is what we owe. This is the checkbook. Here's where the car titles are. Like she knew everything. Here's our safe. Here's what's in it. If I die, this is what you do. Even though my dad wasn't even sick, but they had those hard discussions about life. And my stepmother knew exactly what to do. But my Aunt Nancy had no clue. She had no clue because basically she got married at a really young age and she really wasn't, I'm going to say she probably wasn't mature enough to know how to, like when she got married, she didn't really, I mean, my uncle did it all. I mean, basically he did it all. Okay. With me and Shane, now I'm going to speak about how I feel. I'm not throwing my opinion on you. I'm speaking for myself and my opinion. I am a very independent person. Always have been. But I also am a robot. If that makes sense. It probably doesn't. Basically, I am such a team player. I am a team player when it comes to marriage. My entire life, I'm taking my glasses off. If you don't know who I am, when I take my glasses off, I become blind, so I can't read your comments. I'm a robot. So in my marriage prior to Shane, I was the breadwinner. I'm the one who basically, well, I was the breadwinner. Let's just put it like that. I was the breadwinner. It didn't bother me that I made more money. It didn't, like, we threw our money together and we are as one, and I don't do anything different. I don't say, well, I make all the money. No, we were together. We were as one. I was a team player. Okay. And I'm trying to think where I'm going with this. Sorry, I'm having a hard time concentrating today. It didn't bother me. That was my husband. I don't look at he makes more, he makes less, whatever. It doesn't, we are a marriage. We are as one. We put everything together and we roll on. Okay. We make things happen. But I was a robot because he had, which I've talked to you about this before, but he had severe OCD. And his OCD told him that he did everything better than me as far as cleaning. Okay. So therefore, I was this robot because instead of me putting my foot down and go, dude, I can put sheets on the bed. Like, I'm not that bad. If he wanted to put sheets on the bed and I didn't do it right, knock yourself out. Go put the sheets on the bed. If he wanted to wash the clothes because I flat out, in his opinion, didn't wash clothes right, go knock yourself out. Go wash the clothes. That's one less thing I have to do. So, like, I gave into his illness. I didn't fight it. I didn't say, I don't give two craps what you say. I'm putting sheets on these bed. You're jacked up mentally and have OCD, and your OCD tells you I don't know how to put on the sheets. Well, by golly, let me just tell you, I'm 40 years old and I know how to take the sheets off the bed, wash them, and put them back. I didn't buck the system. I was just this robot that did exactly what he said. I avoid confrontation. I've told you that before. I do not like to fight with people, and I will avoid confrontation because I just don't like it. And that is not a good trait. I'm just going to tell you. I'm not bragging about that because what I do is not healthy. And I'm trying to work on that. I'm trying to speak up for myself. I'm trying to not let people run over me, because I will let people run slap over me to avoid a fight. Okay? So know that. So I'm a robot in a marriage. So when it comes to me and Shane, well, I'm already used to us being long distance. Our relationship has been long distance my whole entire relationship with Shane. I'm very independent. I'm not going to say I'm a control freak, because I don't think I'm a control freak. I do like to be in charge. I do. I'm not going to lie. I like to be in charge. I I like to be in charge because it gives me confidence, and I lack confidence. You wouldn't think that I lack confidence, especially when you see me in full gear. Like you're like, Judy, you're confident. You're literally on Facebook and YouTube. Like you have to be confident, but you have to remember I'm behind a screen. So like you would think that because I'm open to the public and I go into schools and I perform on stage, you're thinking, oh, Judy is such a people person. I'm actually not. I don't like to be around people. I'm a by myself kind of person. I don't people stress me out. Uh, People stress me out. I prefer to, like, if you said, Judy, would you want to go to a Halloween party and dress up, or would you want to sit in your pajamas and eat pizza in the bed? I'm going to eat pizza in the bed. I'm not going to a Halloween party. It's hard for me. I get anxiety. I just don't like it. I don't like to be around people. I'd much rather be around my animals. It's just who I am. But what I'm getting at is the lady saying that I needed to put Shane on the highway because he's never home. I could have the husband that's home 7 days a week up my butt. I'm sorry I use that slang, but I could have a person all in my business, and I could have where he never, oh my gosh, y'all have got to see this. Is that not the sweetest thing you've ever seen in your entire life? Look at that baby. Sorry. She's just, oh my God. She's so precious. I don't like that. Even if it's my husband, I cannot, like, I love Shane with all my heart. But him being here every single day, I can't handle it. I literally, like I can't. But I say that because I deal with my own things. I have to be by myself. If someone, like, if I need to break down a situation, if there's a situation that I get a comment and I need to break it down, I cannot break it down when people are talking in the room, when people are saying, hey, did you do this? I needed you to go get my Zyrtec. Did you get my Zyrtec today? All that stuff. I can't concentrate. I need to be by myself to think things through. And when there's people going, I need you to give me my eye drops. What are we eating for supper? Da-da-da. I just can't concentrate. I have to go get off by myself to really, I can't, let's just put it like this. I can't hear God when there's things distracting me. I have to go get to mindfulness in order to really listen to myself think and to get myself into a place where I make good decisions. I don't know if that makes sense to you, but when there's a lot of distractions around me, I can't think properly. I will make a wrong decision and a rash decision when there's a lot of people around me and I never get to be by myself. Like, for example, the tractor, okay? So y'all know I'm scared to death of getting on the tractor. We've had that tractor a couple of years and I won't get on it. It's big, it's bulky. I'm scared. I'm a city girl. I don't know how to work it. It stresses me out. I'm scared I can't get it in gear. I'm scared of tipping over. Like, all the negative things come to me. But when Shane shows me how to do it, because see, Shane is not like my ex-husband. Shane wants me independent. Shane is like me. Shane doesn't want me up his butt. And Shane doesn't want me to be dependent of him to put out the hay. He wants me to learn new things. He wants me to be okay being by myself. That's how Shane is. And I'm the same way. I don't want Shane to sit here and depend on me for everything. I need him to be independent. I can't stand a dependent person. Even as a friend, even people that are my friend, okay? If you're dependent constantly, like I have a hard time. And it's just who I am. Like I need you to be independent. Like my dad is very dependent. It drives me crazy. It drives me crazy. I need, and he's always been dependent, but those people that are dependent, I just can't handle them. And I think it's just because I'm the complete opposite. And I ain't saying I'm right. I just telling you that it's hard for me to deal. It's the same with like people that are depressed. Okay. You would think because, I fought depression my whole life, you would think that I would be really easy and gentle with people with depression. I'm not. It gets on my nerves. People that I'm around that are depressed, I'm just like those people that go, snap out of it. You know what I'm saying? Just snap out of it. Just snap out of it. Quit being depressed. When people say that to me, I freaking flip my lid. But I find myself doing it to people that are depressed. I'm like, find a solution. Quit being depressed. But I'm like, Judy, you get so mad when people say that to you, but then you feel like that to other people. What is wrong with you? But I'm just being honest because I am the type of person that I fought depression terribly for years and years. And I kept trying to find a solution over and over. I would go to the psychiatrist. I would go to my medical doctor. I would say, there's something wrong with me. I don't know what's wrong. And they would be like, you want a pill? And they give me a pill. And I'm like, this stupid pill does not work. Like, what the heck? Like, quit throwing pills at me. And I kept trying, but I kept failing. And so, like, it's hard for me to understand people that just sit on the couch and go, I'm depressed. I've been depressed my whole life. Well, what have you done about it? Have you gone to the doctor? Have you gone to a psychiatrist? Have you tried therapy? Have you, what have you done to treat your depression? And if the answer is sit on the couch, I get frustrated. But if the answer is, okay, these are the things I'm doing. I've done A, B, and C, and I keep finding myself sliding back. Those people I can deal with. But people that continue to have the same repetitive behavior and getting the same results, that's what's called insanity. Those people drive me crazy, but I do it too. I do the same. Sometimes I'm a broken record. And Shane will say, you're a broken record. You keep doing the same thing over and over and over. And every few months, we come back to this. We come back to this. And I'm like, you're right. I need to fix this. And I have to go back and regroup. But the only way I can do that is to be by myself. So I can go, okay, God, what's wrong with me? You created me. You know this brain better than me. What do I need to fix? What do I need to fix this thought that's in my head? This fear of being homeless makes no sense, God. Where does this come from and how do I fix this? Because it's going to creeping back up. It's not like I get healed from it and it goes away. No, it creeps back up every now and then. And how do I fix this? Like, what steps do I need to take to fix this problem? Because it keeps creeping up. So those are the things. But with Shane and us having a long distance relationship, it forces me to be more independent than I even want to be. Right? It forces me to go, okay, I have to ride this tractor Because his dang butt is going hunting during the winter, and he ain't gonna be here because sometimes he leaves for 2 weeks. And hay has to be put out every single week. And it kept every year, because I've had this farm for 5 years. Every year during hunting season, I get so aggravated at Shane. And you know what I get aggravated about? Not because he's leaving home because of me. I get aggravated because there's things that I can't do when he's here. I mean, when he's not here. Like I can't go put out hay by myself, and I'm so frustrated. And you know what he would do at times? He would make, like, if he was going to be gone for 2 weeks hunting, okay, he would go, okay, I got to come back this one day to put hay out. And he would drive 3 hours home to put hay out because Judy couldn't do it. Okay. And I finally got to the point where I was like, you're going to have to do this, Judy. You're going to have to overcome this because Shane he's not a stay-at-home person. He's going to be working, or he's going to be hunting, or he's going to be doing something, and he ain't got time to be. And let me say this too real quick. Shane likes me having a farm. I know, like, behind the scenes, he brags on me to his friends. Like at work, he's like, Judy gets up at 5:30 every morning. She fixes my lunch. She goes out there. She does tours. She does field trips. She goes into the library. She does animals. She does this. He brags on me all the time. He does. He likes me having a farm, but he doesn't necessarily think the same way I do about the farm. Like, if I have downtime, I'm going to be out there with my animals. If Shane has downtime, he is not going to sit on the ground and let she love all over him. He's not doing that. Okay, he's not. He's not going to sit out there and feed the chickens. He's not going to go out there and just brush Dexter every day. He'll brush it when he has time, but he's not going to take the time. And so our level of farming is totally different. I'm more into the farm than Shane is. I am. And Shane often says to me, he says, Judy, you have too many animals. Judy, if I wanted, like when I wanted to get Mickey, Judy, what are you doing? Why are you getting another alpaca? And I'm like, dude, just trust me. This is what brings me joy. If you want me to be happy, you need to let me do me. I'll let you do you. You go hunting. Hunting is Shane's thing. Hunting is not my thing. I do not find joy in sitting in a tree stand killing animals. That is not my thing. It's not. But do I hold it against him for feeling that way? No. I say, go hunt. Go find your joy. And he says, Judy, go get in the farm. Go lay it on the ground with Shishi and let her love all over you. I mean, I don't judge him for what he likes, and he doesn't judge me for what I like. We're okay with each other being where we are. At the end of the day, Shane and I love each other, and we come back together. But see, Shane and I love each other so much that it doesn't bother me that he goes hunting, and it doesn't bother him that I'm all into the farm. Now, I'm going to say, I have found frustration in the things that I can't do with Shane being gone when he goes hunting and putting hay out. I found frustration in that. And Shane found frustration in, I have got to leave hunting and drive 6 hours, 3 hours there, 3 hours back because you're scared to go put hay out. But see, he has dealt with me doing that for 2 or 3 years. He's dealt with it. He's just done it. He don't like it, but he's just done it. Where I don't like that he goes hunting for 2 weeks and he can't put hay out. or he can't be here to put hay out when my animals need it. So at that point is when it forced me to get out of my comfort zone. But I have to tell you, there's two things that forced me to get out of my comfort zone. Okay. One of them is you. You forced me to get out of my comfort zone because let me just tell you, content creators, such as myself, when we document our life, we are constantly going, okay, what can I do for a video? Because sometimes our life is straight up boring. Okay. Like we're like, if I do another video of me doing farm chores, they're going to not watch my videos. So like I have to be creative. Like, what do I need to do to bring some excitement to my page? And was it last week or the week before when I put the hay out? Okay, this is basically what happened. I was like, I have nothing to video my life, because you get when you document your life, you're like so bored with your life sometimes. You're like, I have the most boring life. Like, I can't think of a video to do. Like, I'm not planting a garden, like nothing, nobody's having a baby. It's been raining and ice everywhere. My farm is a muddy mess. I can't film my farm because if they see the farm, they're going to go, bleh! Like all these things. But see, this is what happens is I'm like, okay, I can video me getting on the tractor and going to put hay out, but I'm scared. And I hear Shane frustrated because he has to drive 6 hours to go put hay out. And then I can hear your voice going, please bring me some good content. Okay. I'm so over you with a bucket feeding the animals, telling she to go brush her teeth. Okay. Like I can hear, it's like I can hear you say that to me. And I'm like, I need to do this. This would be a good video. I need to get out of my comfort zone and I need to put this hay out and get on this tractor. Like this could be such encouragement to y'all to get out of your comfort zone. Like, for example, if you're that wife that literally knows nothing about your finances and about like you being confident if something happens to your spouse, if you're that wife like my Aunt Nancy and you sit it out and you don't take the initiative, go, my husband pays all the bills. I don't need to learn. He does it. If you pull a Judy and go, Shane puts the hay out, he drives 6 hours. If you sit it out and you're that person that goes, I don't want to do the bills. I don't enjoy money. I don't enjoy trying to budget money. I'm going to put all the stress on my husband to budget the money because I can't handle the anxiety knowing that we live paycheck to paycheck. So I'm going to put all that stress on my spouse because he does it anyway. He doesn't really gripe about it. So I'm just going to sit it out and not learn. Okay, you could be that person, right? You could so be that person that when your spouse dies, you're like, how am I supposed to live by myself? How am I supposed to, like, if something happened to Shane today, me and him have had multiple conversations about this. I'm like, if something happened to you, I'd have to get rid of the farm. And he's like, why? I'm like, because I don't know how to put hay out. I don't know how to fix the fence. I don't even know how to operate a screw gun. What's it called? Screw gun? No. Electric screwdriver. I don't even know how to, I don't know how to operate one. I do not. I see him do it, but I've never taken the initiative to do it. So I sit here and tell him, if something happens to you, I have to get rid of the farm. And he's like, because you won't learn how to get on the tractor. So you're just going to give up all your animals because you can't put hay out without me. And I'm like, yeah, it sounds stupid, doesn't it? He goes, so you mean to tell me that you're going to get rid of Leroy and let him go to another farm if something happens to me because you can't get your big old butt up on a tractor and drive and put the hay out? Yeah, that sounds stupid. I'm like, yeah, that sounds stupid. No, I can't do that. He goes, well, then you're going to have to force yourself to get on the tractor. I've taught you all the safety. You're just going to have to do it. And I'm like, yeah. And you are the one, you 97 people that are on this channel right now, you're the ones who encouraged me to get on the tractor because I wanted the video, because I wanted you to be proud of me. Just like I want Shane to be proud of me. I want you to be proud of me to go, all right, if Aunt Judy can get on that tractor when she was scared to death, I can get out of my comfort zone and learn how to take care of myself too. Because at the end of the day, I don't care if you're a male or female, you need to be independent and learn how to take care of yourself. Now, there is going to come a day where you can't take care of yourself, right? There is going to come a day where you're going to need your kids, or you're going to need an assisted living, or you're going to need, and that's a totally different ball game. Okay. I'm talking about if you're able, if you're physically able to live by yourself, why can't you do it? Because are you that girl just like me that depends on your spouse to do everything? And see, at the end of the day, let's think about this for just a minute. At the end of the day, like I'm I'll be 53 in April. Okay. You would think, okay, well, I've got plenty of years before something happens to me or something happens to Shane, because we're only 53 years old. So we got plenty of years, right? Well, may not be the case. I mean, not that we want to sit around and think about people dying, or we want to think about death. No, we don't want to do that. We don't want to concentrate that. But we need to prepare ourselves to be okay if something happens. And if you're very dependent of your spouse, can you imagine for just a minute? Let's think about this. Okay. You're dependent of your spouse. All right. Can you imagine the amount of pressure that you put on your spouse when you depend on him for your entertainment? You depend on him financially. You depend on him to lift you up. You depend on him to make you laugh. You depend on him to do the hard man chores around the house, or you depend on her to do all the cooking. You depend on her to take care of the kids. You depend on her to work and take care of the house. You depend on her to, you know what I mean? Can you imagine for a second the amount of pressure that you put on someone else when you depend on them for your joy? Think about it. Think about just a minute the amount of pressure that I was putting on Shane to say, okay, I don't care if you go hunting. Like, I don't care. I'm fine by myself, but I need you to drive back here and put the hay out once a week. Can you imagine the amount of stress that I put on him, because he can't just physically sit in a stand and totally enjoy himself knowing that I'm not home okay. When he calls me to go, hey, I saw 6 deer today. Oh my gosh, I saw a buck. Well, I need hay. I need you to put hay out. He's like, are you serious? Are you serious? I'm just trying. I work 7 days a week, Judy. I'm just trying to have 1 week of downtime. And here you are telling me that you need hay. You see? You see the amount of pressure that you're putting on your spouse when you can't be independent and do it yourself. You get me? You see how you have to break things down to understand them? So at that point is when I'm like, okay, Judy, these backup dancers, this is going to be good content. You know, it makes for a good video. You getting out there, putting that hay out, showing them that they can do what you can do. Okay. I am just as scared as you are. Okay. Like if you're scared to do something that you depend on your husband, I can promise you that my fear is the same as yours. I'm so scared to get on that tractor. I'm scared of flipping. I'm scared of killing myself. I'm scared the animals are going to get out. I'm scared I can't put it in gear and it rolls down the hill and Shane's going to chew me out because that tractor was $60,000. And if it goes down the hill and crashes, oh my gosh, can you imagine what he's going to come home and say to me? Like I have all that pressure that you have. Hang on. We have the same fears. But I'm just going to tell you, if you're depending on your spouse, you're going to find yourself, if something was to happen, you're going to find yourself being robbed of your joy for the rest of your life. I'm here to tell you that if you do not have tools in your pocket to be okay, you could find, like for example, if you are, let's say, 75 years old and you can't take care of yourself and you live with your children, okay? And you find out you have cancer. If you do not have the tools in your pocket to live with your children, because it is hard to live with your children, okay? If you don't have tools in your pocket to pull out when your kids that you're having to live with drive you batshit crazy, you're going to be in trouble. If you don't have tools in your pocket when you get that diagnosis of cancer, you're going to be in trouble. If you don't have the tools in your pocket to be independent, to take care of yourself if something happens to your spouse, you're in trouble. You've got to put those tools in your pocket because you're going to need a pocket full of tools when you go through life. Because life is crazy. You're going to get hit in every direction possible. And if you do not put those tools in your pocket, you're going to be in trouble. If you are a parent and you don't teach kids to put tools in their pocket when they go to school to deal with crazy kids and people that are going to make ugly comments to them and people that are going to tear them to pieces, if they don't have those tools in their pocket, they're not going to have the coping skills to get through school. They're going to go, everyone in school's mean to me. They're all mean to me. They hate me. I hate, just please let me homeschool. I hate all these kids. They're mean. You've got to put tools in your kid's pocket to get through it, to understand that life is not full of nice people. People are going to have opinions of you. People are going to have comments to say to you that are negative because not every person in this world thinks you are a rock star. They don't think that your eyes are pretty or your clothes are pretty. They're going to have an opinion about everything that you do. You have to teach your kids to put those tools in their pockets to cope with life. And then when they learn to have those tools in their pocket, like when they come home from school and they say, such and such was so mean to me. Let me tell you what they did. And they begin to tell you all the stuff that this crazy kid at school said to them. You look at your kid and go, what tools do you have in your pocket to pull out to tell that girl to go to you know where? You know what I'm saying? You've got to teach your kid to be independent and not let people run over you or run over them. Just as if you're an adult, let's say you're a senior citizen and you no longer can live by yourself and you go move in with your child like me and she wants you to put on a jacket that you don't want to wear and you're like, listen here, Joker, Let me tell you something. If I wanted to wear that jacket, I'd wear it. So you get off my back. When you have to deal with people like me and you don't have tools in your pocket to deal with your crazy kids that think they know everything when you're older than them and you know better than them because you raised them, if you don't have those tools in your pocket to pull out to deal with the crazies like me, you're going to be in trouble. Okay? And I'm just going to tell you that with Shane, for the person that said that I needed to get rid of Shane because he's gone all the time, it forces me to be more independent. And it forces me to be okay with being by myself. And it forces me to do things and get out of my comfort zone, like putting out hay. It forces me to do things like that because at the end of the day, when I make myself get out of my comfort zone and do things that I wouldn't normally do, guess what? It's almost like God is preparing me to be by myself and not to depend on Shane for my happiness, not to depend on Shane to take care of my animals. God gave me this farm. I need to take care of my animals. Just like God gave you things, you've got to, like I think about this. I'm not a car person. So when my car breaks down, I flip out. I, to- I totally flip out because I have no clue what to do. I don't even know how to change my oil. Now I can YouTube to change my tire. I did learn that, but like I totally freak out. So like that's something that I need to get out of my comfort zone and learn how to go, okay, Flipper. I'm going to call me Flipper because I flip out. Okay, Flipper. What do you need to do to take care of this car? You got to be independent. Now, I'm not saying don't bypass your husband if he's a car person, but I'm just saying, you've got to be independent. Quit depending on other people. There is times when you need to go to someone else to depend on them, like your child, if you need to be taken care of. But I'm just telling you that if you do that, you're going to have to put the coping skills in your pocket. Because I'm going to tell you right now, if Larry was sitting right here, he would tell you it's very difficult to deal with me and live with a child. Living with anyone, moving in with anyone is difficult, okay? Because you're totally two different people. I hope that I said something that makes sense to you guys. I hope I said something that can help you with things that you go through. In life, because I hope that you don't find yourself sitting on the sidelines. And I hope that you don't prepare your kids to sit on the sidelines. I hope that you teach your kids, I'll wear these. I hope you teach your kids to be independent. Because if they, I'll tell you, my dad left my mom, and my mother was a stay-at-home mom, and my dad left her. Why are these so close to my ear? I don't think that's right. My mom was a stay-at-home mom, and when my dad left, she had no education. She had no work. I guess that's right. She had no work experience, and she had to start from scratch. And leaving her kids at home when she's used to being there. I'm not really sure what these are doing. But it was hard on her. Being a stay-at-home mom is hard. It's hard work. Being a caregiver is hard work. All right, guys. Let me tell you something. Get out of your comfort zone and take care of yourself. I'm going to tell you one thing. I got out of my comfort zone yesterday, and I tried to go out there and pick up that hayloft by myself. The video is coming out Tuesday. And I have spent probably 3.5 hours trying to edit this video because this is what happened. Okay. I'm not going to tell you the end result of that because I want you to watch the video. Okay. But sometimes you try and you fail. All right. When you completely fail is when you keep sitting it out. Okay. That's when you fail. But when you get yourself back up and try again, that's when you dance. That's what dancing means, okay? But let me just tell you why it's taken me 3.5 hours to edit this video. I'll tell you what creators go through, okay? I videoed the entire thing only to find out that my sound was jacked up and I didn't know it. Yeah. And it's not like I can go back and redo the video. It is what it is. So like I'm trying to make this video okay when it's not okay. So I'm having to adjust the volume and do this and do that and try to accent my voice and cut out the background noise. It has been a total train wreck. So I hope that when I post this video Tuesday that my views just like all my hard work that I did in creating this video, I hope that it blossoms because I'm going to tell you something. It has been very hard. First of all, to get out of my comfort zone and go try to move that hayloft was hard. Okay. It was hard. I was scared so much because first of all, it was muddy outside. It had been raining. I'm slipping in the tractor. So you know what's happening in my brain. I'm scared to death that I'm going to flip the thing. I'm holding a hayloft with the hay spear, trying to move it into a different pasture. Okay, I'm scared to death. But I'm creating this video for you. For you. Because you have no idea what you do for me. You have no idea. When I sit here and say, you have choices in life, you can sit it out or dance, it's almost like when I say that, you're saying that to me. Because what happens with me is I'm like, okay, Judy, Shane's gone hunting. He's not coming home tonight. The animal's going to have no hay. I've got to move this hayloft. What are your choices? And I can hear Diane going, okay, Judy, you got this. I got confidence in you. I can hear Diane talking to me, saying that to me. Judy, you can do this. As a matter of fact, she texts me to check on me. And I was like, how does she know something's wrong with me? She goes, oh, I know you. I've been following you long enough to know what your face expressions look like. You don't have to talk. I already know your facial expression. It's almost like she's my mom because my mom could read me like that. Diane can read me. But you make me dance. So I just want to tell you, thank you. All right. I'm not going to tell you the end results of the hayloft, but just know that when you have failure, okay, it's sitting it out and not trying again is what I talk about. But when you get yourself up and you fall down and you get up, you fall down and you get up, you still dancing. Even though you fell down, you're still dancing when you keep getting back up. So this is Monday. You have a new week to change your life. Okay. If you're not okay, like I want you to ask yourself right now, if you are still married and you are not married, am I okay for the rest of my life to take care of myself? And if the answer is no, then you need to write down what you need to do to fix yourself to be okay. If you have lost your spouse and you're facing living by yourself and you know in your head there's going to come a day where your kids are going to have to make a hard decision whether to move you in with them, move you to assisted living, I want you to ask yourself this question. Are you going to be okay not living by yourself? Are you going to be okay living with your kids? If the answer is, oh my God, I can't even fathom the thought about me living with my kids, I need you to start putting tools in your pocket. I need you to put tools in your pocket that you can pull out when life gets hard. Okay? All right. You have choices today. You can sit it out or dance. And I so hope you dance. I will see y'all Wednesday. I love you.